Seneca wrote to his friend Lucilius, "You either trust someone completely or you don't trust them at all. There is no middle ground. If you have to wonder whether someone is truly your friend, they aren't." That sentence is 2,000 years old, and it cuts through more confusion about relationships than anything published in the last decade. In Letter 3, Seneca addresses a problem Lucilius is having. Lucilius has been confiding in someone he calls a friend, but then worrying that this person might betray his confidence. Seneca's response is blunt. If you trusted this person enough to share a secret, then trust them. If you didn't trust them enough to share a secret, then you shouldn't have told them in the first place. He writes, "You should have deliberated before you trusted. After you have trusted, you should believe." The order matters. First, decide whether someone deserves your trust. Take your time with that decision. Be careful, be discerning. But once you've decided, commit fully. Don't share a secret and then spend the next 3 weeks wondering if it was a mistake. That halfway state, confiding while doubting, destroys both the friendship and your own peace. Most people do this backwards. They trust quickly, then spend years questioning whether they should have. They share vulnerabilities without first testing the relationship and then feel exposed when the vulnerability is mishandled. Seneca says the solution isn't to trust less. It's to choose more carefully who you trust and then trust them completely. This creates a clear division. The people who have earned your trust get all of it. The people who haven't earned it get none. There is no category for sort of trusted. That category is where anxiety lives. And Seneca wanted it eliminated entirely. In Letter 6, Seneca reveals what he considers the true purpose of friendship: not comfort, not entertainment, not networking, growth. He writes to Lucilius, "I feel that I am being not only reformed but transformed. I share all my feelings with you and instruct my mind in your company." This is not a casual social relationship. This is a philosophical partnership. They challenge each other's thinking. They hold each other accountable. They share ideas that make both of them sharper, more honest, more disciplined. Seneca believed that the value of a friendship is measured by what it produces in your character, not by how it makes you feel in the moment. A friend who flatters you constantly but never challenges you is not a friend. They're an enabler. A friend who tells you uncomfortable truths, who pushes you when you want to coast, who refuses to let you settle for a version of yourself you've outgrown, that is the friend worth keeping. He uses a striking image. He says that friendship is like a fire. Two torches brought together burn brighter than either one alone, but the key word is brighter. Not warmer, not more comfortable, brighter, more illuminating. The purpose of bringing two lives together is not to make existence more pleasant, it's to see more clearly. Letter 9 presents the most counterintuitive idea in Seneca's philosophy of friendship, and it's the one most people misunderstand. Seneca writes that the wise person is self-sufficient. They don't need friends to be happy. They don't need anyone else to complete them. They are, in themselves, whole. And then in the same letter, he says that the wise person desires friends intensely and pursues friendship with energy and commitment. Not because they need to, because they want to. Because a good friend is one of the finest things life offers. And the capacity to love without dependency is the highest form of love there is. This seems like a contradiction. How can you not need someone and still love them deeply? Seneca's answer is that need-based love is always fragile. When you need someone, your love is contaminated by fear. Fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, fear of being alone. That fear turns love into a transaction. I give you affection because I'm terrified of what I'll feel without it. That's not love. That's dependency wearing the mask of love. Stoic friendship works differently. You love from abundance, not deficit. You choose to invest in another person because they are worthy of it, not because you can't function without them. And because the love doesn't come from need, it doesn't collapse when circumstances change. If the friend moves, the love remains. If the friend dies, the love remains. You grieve because grief is natural and human, but you don't shatter because your wholeness was never dependent on their presence. This is what Seneca means when he says the wise person is self-sufficient, but still loves deeply. The self-sufficiency is what makes the love pure. Without it, love is just sophisticated fear of being alone. We're living through a friendship recession. Research consistently shows that the average number of close friendships has declined sharply over the past 3 decades. Seneca would not be surprised. He would say we've confused connection with friendship. Social media gives you 500 connections and 0 of Seneca's criteria. How many of those connections would you trust with a secret that could hurt you? How many of them challenge you to grow? How many of them love you from abundance rather than convenience? The problem isn't that people lack friends. It's that they've lowered the definition of friendship so far that the word has lost its meaning. An acquaintance you text occasionally is not a friend. A colleague you eat lunch with is not a friend. Someone who likes your posts but has never asked you a difficult question is not a friend. They might become one, but proximity is not the same as trust, and frequency is not the same as depth. Seneca would say that 3 real friends are worth more than 300 acquaintances, and that most people are surrounded by the wrong number because they never applied any criteria at all. So how do you apply Seneca's philosophy to the people currently in your life? He gives you 2 tests, and they're ruthlessly clear. Test 1, trust. Would you share a vulnerable truth with this person, a failure, a fear, a secret, and sleep soundly that night? Not because they'd never repeat it accidentally, because you trust their intention, because their loyalty to you is not conditional on the information being convenient or impressive. If the answer is no, this person is an acquaintance, not a friend, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with acquaintances. But don't call them something they're not and then feel betrayed when they act accordingly. Test 2, growth. Does this person make you better, not happier in the moment, better over time? Do they challenge your excuses? Do they ask questions that make you uncomfortable? Do they hold a standard for you that is slightly higher than the standard you hold for yourself? If the answer is no, this person may be pleasant company, but they are not serving the function Seneca considered essential. A friendship that passes both tests is rare, and Seneca knew it was rare. That's exactly why he valued it so highly. The rarity is the point. You don't need many friends, you need the right ones. And the right ones are the people who trust you completely and demand that you become better because of their presence in your life. Here's your challenge. Write down the names of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Not the 5 you wish you spent time with. The 5 you actually do. For each name, answer 2 questions honestly. Would I trust this person with something that could hurt me? Do they make me a better person over time? The names that pass both tests are your real friends. Keep them close. Invest in those relationships with the energy and honesty Seneca showed Lucilius. The names that don't pass aren't enemies, they're acquaintances. And the sooner you see them accurately, the sooner you can stop expecting friendship-level loyalty from people who never signed up for it. Seneca wrote 124 letters to one friend, not to the Roman Senate, not to the public, to one person he trusted completely and who made him better every time they exchanged ideas. That's what friendship meant to him, not a network, not a following. One honest conversation sustained over years, producing growth in both directions. One of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood. If this changed how you think about the people in your life, subscribe for more ancient wisdom that still works today. Drop a comment telling me how many of your 5 passed both tests. I read every single one.